Testing the volume, testing, testing, testing. I think it might help if the camera was facing on my face. All right, where's my kombucha? If belches want to come up, now's the time to do it. Hey friends, welcome or welcome back if you are a returning viewer. Now I'm not quite sure when the summer equinox is gonna be. I'm not sure of the exact date, but I just know that summer is amongst us. And if you're a curly girl like me, you listen. You know the struggle. As nice as this season can make us feel sometimes, it's just, the humid just makes it very inappropriate and not nice to our crown and glory. This isn't gonna be a hair tutorial. This isn't a beauty and lifestyle channel. This is a book channel. We're going to be talking about a book that I read a few years ago called the Curly Girl Handbook. It's made out to be a celebration of curls. And curly hair is not just hair. It's an attitude. No, like for real, look, it even says so in the back here. This book is by Lorraine Massey, who is also a naturally curly girl. She's known as this pioneering hairstylist that's pro-curly. She's the inventor of the curly girl method. I'm sure if you are a curly girl, you're familiar with that, at least slightly familiar with that. You probably came across a lot of like blog articles and YouTube videos of people doing their curly hair routine with the curly girl method. But this book is where it originated from, where Lorraine Massey explains in detail like how to do it. I personally don't do it anymore. I mean, well, I do it, but I've customized it to fit my own hair's wants and needs. Several years ago, I was having a health issue at the time that made it kind of hard styling my hair a lot with heat. I used to be a chronic straightener. I could not walk out of the house without running a flat iron through my hair. It was hurting my arms to be ironing down the crown, and no women in my life, past or present, not even members of my own family, but had curly hair. It's me and my sister that had curly hair growing up. Straight-haired mother giving birth to two curly girls. You don't really grow up knowing how to style your hair that well. The only thing you really know how to do is just straighten the hell out of your hair and nobody will call you frizzball. So I needed some professional guidance. So after doing all this research on like how to naturally style curly hair, how to not style your hair with heat, of course I came across the curly girl method, right and left and right and left. But I just decided to go all in and just buy Lorraine Massey's book. I wanted to know everything that Lorraine Massey knew about hairstyling, because she is a natural curl girl. I don't follow a step-by-step routine of the curly girl method anymore. I learned a lot about curly hair that I could have maybe learned so much earlier if I had known anybody who had naturally curly hair. I always still struggle with getting good updos. Lorraine Massey has a section in here that goes into detail about good updos to do if you have curly hair for like special occasions and stuff. I'm gonna be trying out some of the updos that I feel, at least the ones that I think are doable on my set of curls. And I'm gonna be talking about what I learned from Lorraine Massey in the Curly Girl Handbook. I mean, this book was written in like 2010, so I don't know how much of this information still holds up. Of course, I'm sure most of it does, just because like it's curly hair, like that's timeless. My only goal is to get through this video without getting my hair stuck in a hair tie or getting into any other type of hair emergency that might put me at risk of cutting my hair off. Just pray that the hair gods will be in our favor, and let's get to the updo. So this one is called Goddess Curl. I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna have all the tools that I need for all of these hairstyles, but we're just gonna try the best we can. Oh man, my box of hair tools from the bathroom because I don't have a traveling hair kit. If you're naturally curly hair, you know this all too well, but there's this misconception that curly hair is so frizzy and unruly and unattractive. Anyone who says that is a Jim Carrey liar. Yeah, I feel like my hair might be too long for this one. This girl has shorter hair. Okay. How am I gonna do this with this long a hair? Maybe I could. Thing is that slick, straight, soft waves are the most commonly represented in pop culture, in the media. Natural curls don't have a lot of representation in these forms of media. Oh, these bobby pins are so short. like based on accounts of other people and hearing about their struggles with curly hair, cosmetology schools don't really teach their students how to style curly hair because of the misunderstandings around it and how it works. I still need to be seeing natural curls out there. Okay, this is not it. My hair's too long for this. And this is not something that I solely learned from the Curly Girl Handbook, is that when it comes to finding a curly hair routine, there's no one size fits all, of course. Particularly following a technique step by step. This one's called the Curl Siren. Okay, this one might be easier. Besides the Curly Girl method, I've also tried the Wee Dad Rake and Shake. This one includes a ponytail holder, which I'm feeling a little bit more secure about. If you have curly hair, you know that no curl curls the same. You just gotta blend techniques. You just gotta find a handful of techniques that you think might work for you and try them in tandem with other methods. Right, here come the bobby pins. See at the seam of the roll. Okay, so like, and one thing that because I used to want my hair more smoother and straighter, I learned from reading this handbook that when naturally curly girls start to lose their curl pattern, that means their hair is damaged. Okay. Yeah, this is not gonna work for me. I've got way too much hair. With women who do struggle with accepting their curls, that's their desired outcome, is to have a smoother pattern. Maybe I should undo my part. Like, it's nice on a surface level, but when you go deep with it, your hair's thirsty and it wants moisture. Just like, girl, you can always put your hair in a bun. But I learned over time that if I do want to flat iron my hair the next day, after washing it the night before, I just put it in a bun. When it's wet, I twist it up into a bun, and when I take it out the next day, the texture is more softer. But don't damage your hair, sweetie. And I speak from experience when I say that leads to hair breakage. Like, not like a few hairs falling out here and there, but like at the bottom. That used to happen a lot when I got my hair chemically straightened. Yes, I used to chemically straighten my hair, which I do not recommend. One day, all that hair is going to have to be forced off with scissors. And I have not had a haircut since. This is about 9 years worth of length, with some baby trims here and there. Roll the tail. I'm fearful I might have too thick of a tail. When I first started embracing my natural curls, I was so scared of using gel. It gets a bad rep of being like really crunchy on the hair, and it is crunchy for a while, but when it's wet and as it dries, the crunch will eventually dissipate. And honey, gel is your very best friend when you are a curly girl. I honestly like it better than hairspray. Not Hairspray the musical, of course. No. What are you thinking about? A lot of updos are very, at least the ones on my head of curly hair. I feel like I can't ever just not wind up with a Little House on the Prairie bun. I also learned from this book the harmful effects of sulfate. Again, this book was written back in 2010. I think it's coming to light now that sulfates are really bad to put in shampoos, but Lorraine told us back in 2010. Well, she didn't tell me in 2010 because I didn't read this book in 2010. But when she came out with this book in 2010, it became public knowledge that sulfates were especially bad for curly girls because of how drying it is. And curly hair naturally is a lot drier. And that's not to say that you can't have an oily or itchy scalp or dandruff or anything. I mean, like, I have dandruff and I'm a curly girl. I feel like this one is gonna be the most promising. I can already tell. Now, this isn't mentioned in the book anywhere, but I have seen stuff from Lorraine Massey herself, a couple of YouTube videos and stuff talking about shrinkage. That was one of the things that kept me from embracing my curls for such a long time, especially when I was growing it out, was the length that it gave when it would shrivel up. I'm just gonna use my front layers. I don't want to, we already know that's gonna be a disastrous outcome. But once my natural hair got to a length where I didn't feel too self-conscious about the length of it in its natural state, I prioritized more on the curls looking full and having a neat style. Oh, I know I've worn my hair like this before, but I haven't done the second half of the style, so please behave. Please be nice to me, hair. Now, Lorraine Massey does have a section here about sleeping on curls. I've tried the fan method bun. My hair is just so long now that it just doesn't work. Where's my head? Ugh. It could probably work on shorter hair, but if your curly hair is as long as mine, that fan's just gonna flop over in your face while you're tossing and turning. charming. I'm not braiding, fuck that. I mean, of course there's a pineapple method, but even if I wanted to do the pineapple, I don't like having my hair in my face when I sleep.
It's a hard knock life for us. It's a hard knock life for us.
Okay, I feel like I need my hair in multiple ponytails for this in order to make this look okay enough for me to be out in public and social. I'll keep working on it. It's a technique that I would want to perfect. Well, as perfect as I can get it. Nothing is ever perfect in life, but we can damn well try to get it perfect without hurting ourselves. This last one, she's got shorter curls, so let's just see how possible it's gonna be on my veil. Okay, I do want a soft look. Do I want a soft look for this? I think I'm gonna stick with the softer look to be on the safe side. Give me more room for flexibility. I had a thought, but then I lost it. Oh, don't pull the ponytail all the way through. See? Yep, I knew we needed to go for something looser. 2 won't leave as much of a dent. I mean, not that it really matters because my hair is already dented now. Okay. See what I mean though? It's just like the length of my hair makes this kind of flop down. Not that I'm complaining about having long curly hair. I love having long curly hair, but there are a lot of curly hairstyles that seem to only, at least the ones in this book, curly hair updos are more forgiving to more shorter curls than longer curls. I need more updo tutorials that are made for longer curly hair. Okay, I've done that before. Okay, no. Well, I just feel defeated and lackluster. Hair gods did not work in my favor today. They were on a break.
You were on a break!
I know I'll find a curly updo that suits me one day, but until that time, thank you for watching and be sure to do one very important thing, and that is to subscribe! Because when I get 500 subscribers, I'm gonna take all the books that I have read as of the day that I get 500 subscribers, and I'm gonna pack up those books and I'm gonna take them to a local nonprofit of my choice here in my hometown of Nashville, Tennessee. I don't know which one yet. I get 500 subscribers first. So for that to happen in real time, you gotta do your part. Click the subscribe button, which is very, very, very easy to do. Just like this. Bing! And it, well, should let you know every time I upload here on YouTube. My curly ass is out. Big.